It's been 11 months. This motherfucker sends me about 1,000 gifts.
What can I say, man? I just wanted to stalk you. Hey! How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to HGO, the show where we talk about everything that's hot in the world of gaming. I'm one of your hosts, Ethan, and joining me, as always, is my co-host with the co-most. It's Hunter. Hey, Hunter. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just swell.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
there's another one for me to pick up next year. Can't wait for it.
Oh, yeah.
But no,
Just keep a running tally.
No, exactly. I should keep it started now, so that when we get to a year's time, I'd have to spend 2 hours like I did last week.
Yeah, exactly.
But you've got a stack of note cards next to you.
I could start doing that.
There.
Yeah, just start writing down Hunter's swell counts like it's nothing. But no, Hunter, how are you doing, man? It's good to see you. I've talked to you way too much this week. It feels.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked to me. Well, to be fair, the proximity was closer to the previous two podcasts.
Yeah, true.
We have a bit of
We've had a bit of a break, but man, I have been in HGO mode this entire time. I mean, look right now, the thing's purple. What's happened? Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, I guess we should introduce our other co-hosts. As always, we're joined by the Weeb Wonder himself. It's Kyle as well. Hey, Kyle, welcome to Season 2. How are you feeling?
You don't need to introduce me. Just let it roll. Who cares?
Oh, yeah, man.
Just
Why
get the
not?
show moving.
You guys know what's happening. But no, how you doing, bud?
Did you neglect to call him the Weeb Wonder?
Wait, what?
What?
Did you forget to call him the Weeb Wonder?
I said Weeb Wonder.
No, he got that.
I got it. I'm just too smooth for you now. I feel like I feel like sometime soon I'm gonna phase them out because it's like when it's just us three. I just feel like I should just be like, oh yeah, look, it's the boys. Here we go. Let's just keep rolling because there's no real reason to say it when there's no one else around. But hey, no. I guess we'll do the intro. But no, welcome to Season 2, I guess, of Hot Gamers Only, where each and every week we come together to talk about everything that is hot in the world of gaming. You can find us on podcast services everywhere, including Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, you name it, we're on it. Head to Linktree, that's linktr.ee/hotgamersonly, where you can find your favourite podcast service, or head to our Twitter @hotgamersonly, leave it a follow. You can have a link to the podcast services there as well. Or if you want to see our stupid faces, see this stupid redesign that is all around us, then you can head on over to the YouTube channel. Just search for Hot Gamers Only, or go to bit.ly/HGOYT, and you can get the video version, along with the audio version, every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, usually 5 p.m. UK time, but we're in that weird situation right now where you're getting it an hour early in the UK. So, yeah, that's that. Hope you enjoy. A bit of housekeeping for you. We are in the second season, I guess, of HGO. What does that mean for you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I just realised I have literally realised my mouse has been on my face this entire time. Hope you enjoyed that on the video version. We're not restarting. I've been through the spiel.
Tickle, tickle.
Just means I can't use any of that in the little prelude. It's fine. But anyway.
Or you could, and that'd be funny.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not? Hey, I didn't say the quality might have gotten better, but not that part of the quality. The webcams are still fine. But anyway, yeah.
We improved, but not that much.
Not that much, but no, as you may have noticed, we have gone through a little bit
keep that bar low
of a redesign. I have been working far too much on this redesign, so I hope you enjoy it. There will be different colours. There's like 3 different videos and 25 different references to different colour schemes. Each colour scheme is a reference to a game or a franchise. So, I don't know, first person that tells me all 25 of them and gets them right, gets a prize. I don't know, I'll give you a shout or something. Play along at home, guess what the colours are. We're not just purple now. Season 2 isn't purple. We are a load of colours. You'll see in a bit. But other than that...
I still think you should have said nothing about the changing backgrounds and just let people notice on their own.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it, but then at the same time, I just want people to notice because it's taken me like 40 hours of my life to get this done. So I'm like, I want people to notice.
No, dude. Let people train their brains.
Hey,
don't just give them the answers.
True, but you
don't learn that way.
But yeah. We have done a redesign. Nothing much is changing on your end. It's just new quality of life stuff on our end that should hopefully make it easier. Not only look nicer, but it's easier on my end to now edit and hopefully share this stuff around. So it should be easier for us on that regard. So yeah, other than that, don't expect anything. We do have some new videos coming out soon, though. Hunter has got a Persona 5 Strikers review coming out because I still haven't finished that fucking game. I've got a channel trailer to make at some point, but I've been extremely busy, so you're going to have to give me a little time on that. And we've got some other reviews and such coming up in the near future, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube to find that. But with that all out of the way, I think that's all of the housekeeping I have to really say. I'm still mad that I had the mouse on my face, but we'll move on with life. We'll move on. We'll move on. It's fine. People laugh at me in the comments. It's fine. Let's move on to we're just gonna chill really this week. We're gonna chill. We're gonna see what's happening. We've got a couple of things to talk about. I guess the first thing that happened this week is Square Enix Presents happened, which was a show dedicated to mediocre content for the 90% of it. But did everyone watch? There were
like two notable things.
Yeah. Did everyone watch it? Like
I watched it.
You watched all of it? Yeah. I watched all of it as well. So
I had to go and do that like an hour before the show, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where do you want to start? I'm going to save the two things we can actually talk about to the end. So was there anything that you actually wanted to mention other than the quality of the show in general beforehand? Was there any of the smaller announcements that anyone cared about or didn't care about? I'll throw it to you, Hunter, I guess. Or unless you want to start, Kyle. Spice it up. Oh
no, Kyle died.
Kyle's webcam died, and Patrick became our new overlord for a second. And now his webcam's gone. You love Discord.
Oh, no.
Hot truck of garbage truck on fire.
You guys are getting Patrick this week. Who cares?
No, you fix that right now, Mister. While Hunter sorts his thing out. I'm already mad about the mouse thing. One more thing and we're restarting. Hunter, what did you think of Square Enix Presents?
It was okay, I guess. They hit a bunch of notes that I didn't particularly care about, but I think the people who did probably were entertained enough. As far as Outriders, I don't care about that, but its world design looks cool, I guess. The monsters and stuff are neat.
Yeah.
I don't care about playing it, though. Bunch of Tomb Raider stuff that wasn't really substantial.
Yeah, the whole the re-released package or whatever, but they haven't done anything to it. It just seems they've just put them all in one like PlayStation bundle on the store. You know, like the Steam bundles. It just seems like they've done
like those Crash and Spyro bundles that you find.
Yeah.
In every possible combination,
hey, there he is.
Insane Trilogy and Reignited, and then Team Racing and Reignited, and etc.
like every little combination pack. The one thing that stood out to me the most about this whole thing, and I don't know if you guys agree, it seems like everything that they showed overstayed its welcome. Like even the good stuff.
They were talking about Outriders forever.
Like 2 trailers, that was like crazy. Or Tomb Raider, it was like they were they spent 30 seconds talking about the sequel film.
A cookbook?
Yeah, a cookbook, like the film. I'm like, this isn't really what it talks about it. Avengers was one as well. Avengers to me was a massive
Avengers
disaster.
Stays its welcome.
Yeah, Avengers to me was like a massive disaster because it was one of those things where it was supposed to be like, if I was to do it, I would be like, hey, we've got this next-gen version out. We've got a new trailer. Here's a trailer for you, and here's a roadmap. Let's talk about what's coming so that you actually buy this game. What actually happened was, hey, we've got a next-gen version. Here's a trailer, and then let's show you the new DLC with some really terrible gameplay that wastes about 5 minutes of the presentation. Here's a brief glimpse at the roadmap that we'll put on screen for 5 seconds, and then take that away. Buy the game, please. And I was just like, no.
And here's another side story after the fact.
Hawkeye looks dumb.
Mm-mm.
He does look a bit... He's got a weird design, really. I'm not going to lie. It is a bit weird.
He's just in a t-shirt and some shorts?
Basically.
I don't remember.
Hey man, Casual Friday.
Casual Friday every Friday for Hawkeye, dude. But
I will say this, though. The Black Panther expansion they announced seems pretty cool.
Is it Steve Bloom narrating it?
I swear to God that was
Steve Bloom's playing Claw.
Okay.
Yeah, Ulysses Claw, which is an interesting casting choice, which we'll see. But it did look interesting, but it's one of those things where I'm like, is it too little too late at this point? Like, even the PlayStation exclusive character, Spider-Man, has been delayed without what seems to be indefinitely. It was supposed to be early this year, and they've just said, we don't know when he's coming out, we're working on him, I guess. It just... To me, it just feels like this is a game that very much should have gone down the road of, let's stick it as not this shouldn't be a service game. This very much should have been like a cooperative campaign game where, hey, these story expansions keep coming out every so often that you could even buy them. It's just this service game just doesn't seem to be working for them because no one cares about, apart from Greg Miller and like 5 other people, no one actually seems to really give one about Marvel's Avengers. it's an interesting one. I really don't know what to think about it. On as a whole, Outriders as well. I didn't realize Outriders was made by the original Gears of War people. That's what but as soon as someone said, "Oh, it's the Gears of War people," and I looked at it, I was like, "Yeah, that's just Gears of War." Like I was like, it looks very Gears of War-y. But no, again, didn't really interest me that much.
Doesn't really speak to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that it's free on Game Pass though with day one, so that's something, I guess. Was there anything else that we missed other than the two main ones that we'll talk about in a second? I genuinely...
Oh man, they showed a trailer for Balan Wonderworld again.
I'm surprised they're still marketing it because of how terribly the demo was received. Yeah, but the demo was received so poorly that I just don't see why. Did you see the press statement that they released about Balan Wonderworld? That had me like absolutely laughing.
I didn't see this.
The lead designer said something like, "Thank you all for your feedback. Unfortunately, Square Enix really wants this game out, so we're just gonna have to hope for the best."
Oh no!
They were like, we fixed some control stuff, but other than that, we're basically screwed, and it just kind of made me laugh a bit.
No.
Because
even Square doesn't want this game anymore.
Yeah, either that or they just don't want to give it any more money. They were like, "We're done, man. We're done. We just do not want to give it any more money." So no, Balan Wonderworld still looks like an absolute disaster. It looks like we might be getting Puppy Watch right now, and the season no longer an anniversary.
Pup time.
Is it pup time? Oh man. We're distracted now. Fuck Life is Strange off. We have a puppy. Fuck Life is Strange off, guys. We have a puppy.
Hunter on mute.
Hunter on mute.
I'm going back to push to talk for a minute.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you, Hunter. Anyway, I guess we should talk about the actual main things that happened then. Which will be interesting because one of them, both myself and Hunter are probably pretty excited for. And Cal's never really played this franchise, have you? So it'll be interesting to see what you're...
Nope, but he was very quick to swipe it up for his fantasy draft.
Oh, did you swipe that up? Nice.
I did.
I forgot about the fantasy draft. I really should have bet on that.
God damn. I bet high on that because I thought you were going for it.
I forgot.
I bet like 10 or 15 on it.
I
forgot to swipe on it too.
Oh my god, guys.
That's so funny because I should have gone for that and I just didn't piece them together. But the two main reveals, I guess, were at the end. One of them was Life is Strange True Colors, which is essentially Life is Strange 3, which I guess I'll talk about first because Hunter's on push to talk. I guess that's how that's working now. That was a weird noise. Anyway, basically, it's another Life is Strange game, but this time it's made by Deck 9, who, if you don't know, are the people that did Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is a really interesting game to me because Life is Strange Before the Storm, in my opinion, is the best made Life is Strange game. I don't think it's not my favorite, but I think quality-wise, I'm like, yeah, it's a lot better made than Life is Strange 1 and 2, which is funny because it's not the studio that made Life is Strange. But yeah, True Colors is coming out in September. Kyle picked it up on his fantasy draft because he's an absolute bastard. And I forgot.
You could have picked it up too.
I forgot. I honestly, I'm not going to live that down. That's like one of the one game coming out this year, and I didn't pick it up. Feels bad. But it stars...
Can you believe I have both games of the year on my list?
Truly tragic. But it stars this Asian American called Alice, who went through the adoption system, who is now going to a new town where her brother lives to start her new life, is essentially... the premise of the game. And man, I don't know about you, Hunter, as a Life is Strange person. Life is Strange 2 didn't click with me. I've mentioned it on the podcast before. We talked about it with Tell Me Why. You're going to have to do your push to talk shenanigans. You're muted as well. Garbage struck on fire. If season 2...
I still didn't play 2 yet.
Oh, you haven't played 2? Well, there you go then. Puppy squeals on our end, by the way. But no, Life is Strange 2 to me was a huge disappointment, which was a shame because I really love Life is Strange 1, and I've talked about it to death how Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm really impacted me in a really weird way for how much of a cringe fest it is. A great cringe fest, but a cringe fest nonetheless. So looking at this game, one, can I just say it's a massive step up visually from Life is Strange 1 and 2. I don't know if you've seen Life is Strange 1 and 2, like even bits or like screenshots of it, Kyle, but man, is it a step up. Like this game,
I saw you play it on stream a few times.
Yeah, this game looks miles better visually. The performances look great. Everything about this. I went from I think we talked about Square Enix Presents, not on the podcast, but we talked about it last week as we were getting ready to record and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not really interested in Life is Strange at the moment. Like, I don't really care. And then watching that, I was like, damn it, they've got me back in, man. Like, I'm in already. Especially because that girl that they got, MXS2, and that artist that they announced. Funny enough, here's a little thing. If you know, I do a radio show. About a month and a half, 2 months ago, I was looking for new music to put in for a song of the week or whatever. So I came across this new artist called MXM2, and I was like, this is a really interesting artist. And I described it on the radio, get this, as Life is Strange-esque vibes. I said that I got Life is Strange vibes from MXM2, and here we are, like 2 months later, and she's announced as not only doing some of the music for the game, but also the main character's singing voice for the game. Yeah, vocal performance, which is crazy. Which I thought was really funny. I was like, hey, I got in there before Life is Strange. That's funny. But no, the puppy's gone now. Hunter will probably be back. So now I guess I can finally stop monologuing to myself and ask... you're still muted, by the way, Hunter. And ask you, man, what a great first episode of the new season.
I don't understand what the deal with push to talk's thing is, where every time I let go of it, it muted itself on top of... Also just not picking up any noise.
Hell yeah, man. Like and subscribe for high quality content on the channel, guys. But anyway, I digress. What was I saying? Hunter, what did you think of True Colors? As someone that hasn't played 2 yet.
It looks interesting for sure. Like, I like the mystery. I kind of wish I didn't know what the hook was going in now, but whatever. What can you do?
I kind of felt that too. Like when I'm even not gonna say it on the podcast because I feel like people shouldn't really know. But the fact that they gave away what the main like plot is, I was like, oh, they shouldn't have really given that away. Like I was like, maybe they should have
do that, but it's okay. I guess the power is interesting. Like,
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, damn, that's a Life is Strange power. The thing with Life is Strange 2 was they were just like, oh god, what power do we go with? Like, we had the power to turn back time in Life is Strange 1. And then in Life is Strange 2, they go with something completely different, which I thought was completely shit, to be honest. It was a really terrible power. It was my least favourite part of the game, was the power. So then, for Life is Strange 2 Colors to come out and be like, oh yeah, the power is she's basically a mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy, where... she can read everyone's emotions. And I love the whole idea behind not only being able to read emotions, but also being able to tap into them to see what the reason for causing them is. But when they only mention it very briefly, but the fact that if she uses her power for too long, if the emotions are too strong, that it can affect her is like a really cool mechanic where I'm like, that's a cool super interesting.
Balance it.
Yeah. And for Life is Strange, which is very much the game that goes for a definition of melancholy the whole time, I feel like tapping into emotions is something that I'm like, yeah, I think that'll fit Life is Strange really well. Do you have anything to add, Kyle? As someone that's not for a noob, for someone that doesn't know what Life is Strange really is or what it's about, other than seeing me play it on stream a couple of times, what do you think of it? Like, that's my thing. Is I feel like most people that are into Life is Strange is already into Life is Strange at this point.
I don't really know. I don't have many opinions on Life is Strange. Mm-hmm. I'm not too big on visual novels personally, but I don't know. It seems interesting. Like the powers this character has kind of piqued my interest a little bit.
Yeah.
It all seems like a very interesting setup, and I think it'll do pretty well.
Oh, I think it'll do really well. I think my favorite part is the fact that I was like, they had me. I was like, okay, I'm in, but I'm waiting till the final episode's out because you're not having me go on this year and a half train again. And then when they announced that it was all coming out at once, I'm like, damn it, I'm in. Like they've sold me on it. Yeah.
Well, they got me.
So I heard you mention
we got them
while I was occupied for a minute.
Yeah.
And one thing that looks really cool is that they've got like the full motion capture.
Oh yeah, using motion captures.
I feel like that'll keep it from feeling as stilted as the first game did, where
it
was kind of people talking back and forth through each other with camera pans.
Yeah.
And very limited like actual movements.
Mm-hmm. I feel it's one of those things where I'm like, man, I'm surprised they haven't done this sooner, you know? Like, man, I wish that they had gone and done this sooner. Because the thing with Life is Strange has always been jarring to me is the animations. It has always been, sorry, the mouse is on my end, guys. I'm just trying to get a white screen that doesn't have weird stuff on it so that you don't see like weird things in my glasses. Work in progress, guys. Work in progress. New setup. But no, the thing with Life is Strange that's always jarred me is the animations at most times. I don't know about you, Hunter, but there's always... Life is Strange has always had one of those weird things where the characters always look... I like to call it an indie film. It's like the indie film version of a video game. It's very... The camera angles always feel a bit off at times. Like, it kind of feels shaky cam on purpose at times, but also not. And then the animations are a bit jarring and they don't tend to mesh well with the performances. Whereas with this one, it feels like they finally hit that, we'll hire good actors and do mocap. And I'm like, hey, there we go. Now we're talking.
I agree. The original, it does seem like it'll be a step up from that, to say the least. Some of the voice acting in the first game was a bit hit or miss.
It was a bit hit or miss in the second game as well, but the animations were more jarring to me in the second game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But no, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to this. Deck 9 has been, like they said they've been working on this since 2017, which to me is crazy because I think this game has been in development for as long as Life is Strange 2 was, and Life is Strange 2 finished like a year and a half ago. Like, I feel like this game's like a really long process, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'll definitely be playing it when it comes out. Something to look forward to now that all these games are getting delayed. We have at least Life is Strange, and Kyle has it on his draft. So there you go.
Good job, Kyle.
Good job. I guess the other game that we should talk about...
I can't even say I'll trade with you. I don't think you have anything I'd want.
We can't trade anyway. I wish trades were a thing.
SMT5, that's not coming out.
Hey, man. I'll give you the hotness that's Breath of the Wild, too.
Oh, deal.
Tempting. How about you give me rumored 2D Metroid sequel instead? How's that sound?
Hunter's laughing because he's just like, that's worth nothing. Anyway, I digress. I guess we should also talk about Forspoken.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is something that's up Kyle's alley a bit more. There's something to, or as I like to call it, it's a motherfucking dragon, the video game.
Yeah.
So they finally showed off Project Athia, which was announced last year, I believe. It was like this time last year, right? It was like, or was it? It was like June-ish, I think.
It was the June event where they like showed the PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm. And they decided to show it off again, give it a title instead of Project Athia. It's Forspoken, which I was like, that's a cool name.
I like it. Nice and short and to the point. No subtitle below it.
Was anyone else, let's be real, was anyone else expecting the classic Square Enix where something called Project Athia, they were just like, now for the real name reveal, remove the project. Athia. It's like Octopath Traveler.
Triangle Strategy.
I really hope it's not, because Triangle Strategy...
Strangle Tragedy.
Strangle Tragedy. That's a good one.
The thing with Triangle Strategy is I really hope they do rename it, because Octopath in a weird way works. Triangle Strategy, I'm like, that's not going to sell. Like, come on, give it something.
Octopath works on a lot of levels because it's like 8 paths, 8 characters, and then also Octopath, the character's names, the first letter of each character's name spells out Octopath.
Oh, nice. Whereas Triangle
Strategy... It works
Strategy,
on a lot of levels.
Yeah, Triangle Strategy is just rock, paper, scissors. So it's like, okay, let's come up with something else. But anyway, Forspoken. I'll throw this to you guys. You two are the JRPG nerds, dude. I basically have only been playing JRPGs for like 3 years. So what do you guys think?
So there wasn't a whole lot to go off with the trailer, but what we saw was cool. And I believe they mentioned the premise was like the protagonist is, a normal girl who got whisked away all like Inuyasha style to this fantasy land, I believe, right?
Right. I've got to ask you this because they said that they were like, my question is this just like, some people are saying that she's a mage, right? So some people are saying that like, oh, she's from a fantasy, she's from one that's like a mage that's been transported to a fantasy world. And the only other person it's a normal person that's been transported to a fantasy world. And now I'm just thinking, is Square Enix just made an isekai here, dude? Is this just like anime? Is this what we're doing? Where it's just like Square Enix has been like, those anime fans have really been enjoying isekai, like, and then all the anime fans are now crying because now it's coming to their video games as well.
I'm pretty sure Square Enix has been making anime games since the 80s. So
it's about time they made an isekai game, dude, because it's like, that's just what we need after a decade of it on the anime side. It's time for the video game version, which, to be fair, most isekais pretend that they get moved into a video game anyway, so why the fuck not would they do a video game in the genre, Why the fuck not? But anyways, go on. Carry on, Hunter.
So yeah, conceptually it's interesting enough. I feel like you could have a fun little dynamic between the lady and the rest of the world. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry.
Neither do I.
Don't remember either.
But
no, Alex's
I'm
life
definitely
is
interested to see more of it. Mm-hmm. Her little magic powers there seem very reminiscent of like druids and stuff and other fantasy worlds. So that's cool because I don't feel like I see Square Enix jump into that kind of as opposed to like people just shooting balls of various different elemental magic.
The protagonist's name is Frey Holland. There we go.
Okay.
Which is very much a normal name. This is 100% an isekai where she's just been dragged in from London into this mythical world that's been written by Gary Whitta. And there you go.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I remember seeing it, and then I remember seeing Gary Whitta tweet out saying, "Oh yeah, I'm the lead writer on this," and I'm like, "That's interesting," because someone that's listened to a lot of Kinda Funny and stuff like that, I know Gary Whitta quite well, but I'm not like that well known with his actual work. Like I know that he wrote Rogue One. Rogue One's pretty good. I liked Rogue One. Cool. But then he also wrote After Earth. I've heard that film shit, so it's like, hey, this could be a mixed bag. I hope it's good. And it looks interesting.
I feel like it will be good. I feel like Gary Whitta knows what he wants his story to be from beginning to end, which is something that's a dime a dozen in Square's department sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, Nomura had all of Kingdom Hearts planned out right from the beginning, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be even the part where he retconned how Keyblade wielders get chosen. It was all planned, dude.
There's a small part of me that's like, I think it'd be like even weirder if he did have this all planned from the start. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah.
Either
like imagine if he had a book. Yeah, imagine if he did have a book. Yeah. Imagine if he did have a book that he wrote in 2002 and he was like, oh yes, then when we do Dream Drop Distance, we will have 5 versions of Xehanort all sit in a room and talk about time travel. Like,
we'll have one of them chokeslam Mickey Mouse into a giant chair.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
Exactly.
That's the stuff.
But no, Kyle, how are you feeling about Forspoken from the little we see?
I think this game looks freaking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the small bit of gameplay they showed looks really, really fun. And honestly, I'm a sucker for good movement in video games. And just the way that What's-Her-Name was flying around the world, that looked so fun.
Yeah, it was one of the first games. It was one of the first games to me where I was looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, this looks like next gen in a weird way. Just looking at the environments, I was like, and by the way, if you watch the live stream, go and watch the YouTube video of the upload, because man, was the bitrate terrible on the live stream. Oh, it was horrendous. But if you actually go and look at the environments, I'm like, wow, that finally looks like we're getting somewhere with next gen, because it feels like every game that's been released so far, even Miles, which I loved Miles. I'm like, yeah, this could run on a PS. Well, that one, I'm like, oh, this looks kind of cool. Looks like we're finally getting a game that's worth the fucking massive box behind me.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's PS5 exclusive.
Yeah, it is.
So,
2022.
gonna need to find one of those by 2021.
2022. Don't worry, you've got a while yet.
2022.
And everything else is being pushed. It's fine.
Oh, right. We're in 2021.
Yeah.
We are.
I mean,
Surprise.
yeah.
oh, God.
Yeah, Cal, you're getting 2022 and 2022 mixed up, you know? Like, that's the thing. Next year. Yeah. But no, it's very much looking interesting. Like, I'm very interested in it. But at the same time, a lot of the stuff that Square has been showing recently, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of into it. Square seems to be back up on the... kind of had a resurgence again recently.
Square has definitely turned around since the PS3 360 era.
Yeah, man. Like,
when they kind of just shit stuff out.
I mean, even early PS4 era as well.
Trilogy of Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like, even later
someone
on,
thought it was a good idea.
You know, Japan did love it. They loved it a bit too much.
For what it's worth, I heard 13.2 was actually pretty good.
I want to play 13 at some point, just because it feels like that would be a Final Fantasy game that I'd probably like for a weird reason. So I'm like, I might try it one day.
I want to play it too, but Square Enix hasn't released it on anything.
Which is
just
then I don't want to play it on PC.
Yeah, exactly.
Square, what the heck?
What the hell, Square? But no, they're really on a resurgence. You know, Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 7 remake. It feels like they're taking their IPs that they've been sitting on and doing shit things with for a while and going, okay, let's put some time into them again and see what happens when we actually make a good game.
What does it feel like to try?
Yeah. I just think Nomura is happy that there's a game coming out that he's not involved with for once, because he's just like, finally a break. Yeah. But no, Forspoken looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it coming out. So that was the Square Enix event. It was interesting. There was a load of filler, but I was like, it was fine.
There was so much filler.
There was a lot of filler, but I was like,
Because Life is Strange and Project Athia were the last two things shown.
Yeah. True. Also, we haven't mentioned it. Can I just say, how, like, fucking deep was that guy, the narrator's voice for Life is Strange? Can we just bring that up? Like, go back and, like, he was, like, really up to the mic, and he was like,
the guy
really...
they showed at the beginning, too, right? It didn't feel like it matched.
Yeah. Oh, man. He's got, like, an ASMR voice, dude. He's got an ASMR voice. Like, they were just like, let's listen to everyone's voices on the development team, and they went, he's the trailer guy. That's the trailer guy. But no. Overall, a lot of filler, but there was some good stuff shown, and I'm very much looking forward to both Forspoken and Life is Strange in the near future. What we're not going to be seeing in the near future, segue, is... I just did that thing that you hate, Hunter, where I say segue. I just did it. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Look at him. He's so disappointed in me.
Cut the episode.
Cut the episode. Quickly. Cut it.
Segue episode ends.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Thank you. I did notice it. It wasn't like I did it and I was like going to carry on with it. I realized instantly. I admit the error of my ways pretty quickly. One game we're not going to be playing anytime soon is Gotham Knights, because yet again 2021 has taken another victim, and that is WP Montreal's Gotham Knights. The other day, I probably should have gotten the tweet up, to be honest, instead of just sitting here going, the other day this thing happened. So I'm going to do that real quick. Were either of you actually interested? Were you guys actually interested in Gotham Knights? That's my first question. I know Carl's answer is no, but
no, I've never even heard of this thing.
Have you not?
Nope.
They announced on March 19th that Gotham Knights will now launch worldwide in 2022. We are giving the game more time to deliver the best possible experience, yada yada, etc., etc. Buzzword. Jason Schreier, a video games journalist, interestingly said on top of that, 2021 will be a great year for you to finish your backlog, as he's got like a thread of all the games that keep announcing that they're being delayed to next year, and he just keeps adding to it. So I guess the year
I finally play Red Dead 2.
Yeah, so I guess my question for you guys is...
I can finally get to the Uncharted quadrilogy. Hell yeah.
It's a quintology, actually. Everyone
I only own 4 of them.
Everyone forgets about Lost Legacy, man.
Everyone also forgets about Golden Abyss.
Yeah, they do, to be fair. Yeah, but that's a Vita game. Who owned a Vita?
You?
Me.
I own a Vita TV. No, I own a Vita TV. I can run like 3 things on that, and Uncharted isn't one of them.
That's tragic.
I have an actual Vita. It's over there somewhere.
Funny thing is, the Vita TV, right?
Just with the Wii U.
Do you want to know something funny? The Vita TV is a collector's item now, and I'm going to move my webcam up slightly. You see my mask up there, the Joker mask? The thing propping up the stand is my Vita TV. The Vita TV is a collectible, and I'm using it as a fucking prop to my Joker mask. So there you go.
Know your place.
Know your place.
The Persona 5 merch.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess my question to you guys is, on the topic is 2021 just the year of delay? Do you actually see many games coming out this year? That's my main question to throw you guys, because it does seem like we've been expecting delays to come for a while for games because of COVID. Is now the time? Is this the year where nothing happens?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a quieter year than how it normally is. Because I feel like at this point it's just the year of, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah.
How do we go forward after 2020?
That's how I'm feeling, because it very much feels like it's been this year's going to be the year where it's like most games that plan to come out in 2020, chances are they weren't affected by COVID, or if they were, it was at the very end, so they're being pushed to like spring or summer at max, right? These games now that were supposed to come out in 2021, they were in mid-development during the COVID pandemic, and still are in development, still at home. So it's going to be really weird. I think this is just the first step. And now when people, we've been jokingly saying, hey, maybe Horizon won't even make it this year. I'm starting to think maybe Horizon might not even make it this year.
Yeah.
Especially with them giving the first game away for free with the Play at Home event. Starting in like a month, you can get Horizon Zero Dawn for free if you don't own it already.
I feel like that's not necessarily indicative that that the new one's not gonna come this year, though, because if it was coming, I would still do that. I would still give away the first one. Get people interested.
You see, here's the thing to me is, yeah, you're probably right, because they also have done it with Ratchet and Clank, but at the same time, I feel like they've given away Ratchet and Clank PS4 away for free like 6 million times at this point. I feel like every time something every time something bad happens, PlayStation's like, oh, fucking put Ratchet and Clank up for free again. Just do it. Press the Ratchet and Clank goes free button. So to me, it's like, I don't know. Maybe you're right. But anyway, aside from that, it does start to look like we have been joking very much that games aren't coming out this year. I'm starting to think, like, what does the second half of this year look like?
See, that's the problem, is that all these games that are coming up like in May and stuff, I feel like it's too close for them to get delayed now. It'd have to be. And if they do get delayed, I don't feel like they can get delayed straight out of the year. That'd be bananas. But who knows?
I mean, you say that sounds bananas, but to me, it 100% seems extremely possible. I'm just going to quickly go on over to bit.ly/HGO League, where you guys can go and check out the fantasy draft that we have, if you want to. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But looking at everything that we have, like, other than games coming out in June, we have, like, games coming out in June and a couple announced for August. But that's it, man. Like, that is it. Like, beyond, like, the 2 or 3 that got announced for August, we have nothing right now. Which, saying we're like, what? We're not even... We're like 4 months away from like that end date at this point. That's pretty concerning, because most games are at least announced like 6 months ahead of time. It's kind of concerning.
And even Guilty Gear Strive, that game ended up getting pushed back into June. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be out sooner. In like April, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to think more games will have that similar treatment, where it is like, I would not be surprised if obviously games like It Takes Two, Monster Hunter, Oddworld, they're obviously coming out. They're like 2 weeks away at this point. But for some of your games like Deathloop, for like even Ratchet and Clank, I wouldn't be 100%. If I'm honest with you guys, I would not be 100% shocked if Rift Apart got pushed out of June. I would not be surprised. And Sony has done that before. They will do it again. Don't say, oh, it's too late now for them to delay it. It fucking isn't. Everyone forgets the time that they pushed Uncharted less than a month before it was supposed to come out, before they pushed Last of Us a month before it was supposed to come out. They've done it so many times where it's
that's also Part of
Remember when Cyberpunk got delayed after going gold?
Yeah, it got delayed after going gold for 3 weeks and was still shit on release. You gotta love that, dude. You gotta love it. And it's still shit now. I don't know why I said at release. It's still shit now. Fucker doesn't work. What were you gonna say, Carl?
I was gonna say that's the reason why I was so quick to want to pick up Life is Strange: True Colors is because Square announced a release date for that, and I'm like,
And
okay, I need something I know is gonna come out this year. I just lost Azure Striker Gunvolt. That got pushed back to 2022.
I mean,
to all 5 people who care about that.
Yeah, man. Like, it's got to be interesting having those conversations, right? It's like we're looking at all these. I feel like it was funny at the start of this year. We were so like bright-eyed and fucking like eager. Hunter was making fucking funny things like Metroid 2D sequel coming out, little things like he like fun times for all, right? But it's like looking at all these games now that we have on this fantasy league over here. You know, looking at even games like Psychonauts. Psychonauts was supposed to be the first part of this year. We've still not heard about. As far as I'm aware, Psychonauts still does not have a release date. No, it doesn't still have a release date. That game might get pushed again.
SMT5 doesn't have a release date either.
SMT5 was supposed to come out.
We've been hearing about that game since last year.
It was supposed to come out in spring. We haven't heard of it since last year. So yeah, where the fuck is that?
It's spring today.
They put a date on the Nocturne
yeah.
Port though.
They did put a date on Nocturne.
Because that was originally supposed to come out after, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out after because it was SMT5 was scheduled for first quarter and Nocturne was scheduled for first half, so it technically was supposed to come out after in a weird way. But hey, little side note: the fact that Atlas is charging fucking $50 for that, I'm like, oof, that's Nintendo right there. That's like a Nintendo move. You just released
the fact that Atlas is charging $50 and paid DLC on top of that is bull.
Especially when just last year they just released Golden on Steam for like $20. They didn't even charge full price. Which I was like, that's a good deal. I'm starting to think that was like, shit, we should have charged them more for that. Not, oh, that was a great deal. Let's give them more great deals. It would have been, oh, fuck, we made a mistake.
But just the fact that like Nocturne HD was supposed to be like a celebration of the game, and they're like, oh, by the way, you want Dante from the Devil May Cry series? Give us $15.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
They know that the
or
DMC
much
fans.
He costs, I don't know.
I think it's just 10, but you know.
I think it's 10 and you get all the DLC, but it's still one of those things, right? But no, like looking at my list, man, it's like I put a load of memes in there.
Your list is so bad.
Forza's not coming out this year. SMT5 isn't coming out this year. God of War definitely isn't fucking happening. Now that would be the icing. The icing on. No, I still stand by Halo. I think Halo's coming out this year. I stand by that one. Yeah, 100%. They delayed that fucker a year. Microsoft will be like, no, the Xbox Series X needs a game. No, they'll be like, you've had enough time now. They get this console needs a fucking game. And to be fair, they're the only developer that's actually being, shout outs to Xbox, they're the only developer that's actually being open about the development of the game right now. They're posting like weekly, bi-weekly updates on their blog saying, this is what we're doing. Hey, look at this. This is the new online systems. Here's some new stuff we're doing here and there. They're the only people giving updates on games. As far as I'm concerned, Halo Infinite's the only game coming out this November. Nothing else is coming out. Knowing my luck, I put a safe bet on Call of Duty 2021. This will be the first year Call of Duty misses
a year that killed Call of Duty's like release.
That'd be funny.
I would crack up.
That'd be very funny.
It's my curse.
Poor Ethan's gonna get a 2 as a final score.
Literally, a fucking 2. It'll be great. But no, man, like, to me, this year just feels like the year of, this is the waiting year. This is the 2022 waiting lobby, you know? Like, we're just all waiting at this point. Like, man, if you have a backlog, you know, I've been saying for, like, since we started this podcast, man, I really need to go back and play Xenoblade 2 again. I need to go and do another playthrough of Three Houses. All this stuff that I've been saying that I need to go and do. This might actually be the year where I'm like, well, I guess I've got fuck all to do now. I guess I will be doing that. So
I'm not going to get to make 2 top 10 lists at the end of the year. I'm going to need those extra games.
Your top 10 list is going to be top 5 favorites and top 5. Yeah, you'll be your top 10 list will be a top 5 good games and top 5 bad games, and that's all the games you'll have. Dude, that's it. You won't even have 10 good games. But no, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Unless you count your backlog in this year.
I normally do. It was last year that was special because I played just so many things.
Maybe you'll have to pick that back
up. A lot
again.
came out last year.
Yeah.
Somehow.
But yeah. Man, looking at all these games on this list, man, we're fucked. We're fucked. There's nothing coming out. We're screwed. But oh well.
Come on, Mario Golf.
Imagine if Mario Golf got delayed. That's when you know the world's fucked. You're like, Nintendo couldn't be arsed. Nintendo was like, okay, guys, we're not rushing our games out. And it's like after you see Mario fucking Tennis every time come out like a butchered mess, they were like, oh no, save Mario Golf. Like, no. Oh, imagine. Oh well, it'll be the savior of this year. Watch it, guys. Watch it. I guess.
Mario Golf and Chris Tales. It's gonna bump me over, Sam.
Exactly, man.
It's like how 51 Clubhouse Games was the savior of last year.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, 51 Clubhouse
Games. Everyone.
Yeah, 51 Clubhouse Games. I played fucking 2 of them, dude. I played Uno and Ludo. That's it. That's all I fucking played on that damn compilation.
All you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go boot up your Switch and tell us how much playtime you have in that game.
30 hours, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, dude.
Far too much. I guess we can wrap it up with a couple of things, I guess. Speaking of going back to the Nintendo Switch, Kyle, you've booted up something again recently that kind of brings us back into a season 2 kind of talking about the same games joke that we made last week.
Yeah, so at the time of recording this, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Yeah. And seeing that on Twitter made me be like, you know what? It's been a minute since I've played that game.
Let's go see the corpses of my villagers.
Islanders are dead.
Let's go sweep up some corpses.
They were all still there.
Didn't no one move?
No one moved.
Wow.
Everyone was right where I left them.
That's rare, man.
What he doesn't know is they actually have a secret society and they've staged a coup.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's now a cult, yeah. You
should go raise that coup against Tom Nook. At this point, he's more in charge than I am.
Hey, you're true, probably. But no.
So, I boot up the game, walk out of my house, and I check my mailbox. There's about 10 or 11 letters with presents from Ethan.
There's more. There was more than that. There was way more than that.
That's everything I saw.
Fuck it.
No,
it's like I've been stalking him. Yeah.
At this point, I need to mention, I stopped playing this game in April. It is now March. It has been 11 months since I last walked onto my island. And this motherfucker sends me about 1,000 gifts of, like, nothing.
Hey, what can I say, man? I just wanted to stalk you. No, I have got a reason for this, right? Yeah, I can explain my... Very passionate.
He just sends you a bunch of pieces of paper with the lone eyeball emote on it.
I'm watching you. But no, I'm going to wait for Cal to put his headphones back in before I explain this story, right?
No, I'm good. You can go.
Oh, you good? Right, okay.
The part.
Oh, the little plastic part, yeah.
The cushiony part or whatever
The
you
part
call
that
it.
makes it not terrible to put in your ear.
But no, anyway, so the reason for this is anyone that's played Animal Crossing will know that there's the Nook Shopping is in the terminal, right? You have to go to the terminal to access Nook Shopping. Now, what most people won't know is if you buy 100 items from Nook Shopping, you get the Nook Shopping app on your phone, so you no longer have to go to resident services to go and access the online shop. You can just go on your phone. And I needed that because I'm a lazy bastard. So what I did was I was like, you can only buy 5 items a day, or you can buy those 5 and then gift an additional 2 to friends. So What? So here was the thing, right? The only people on my friend, right. The only thing, right, was I have 3 people on my friends list, right? I was going to ask Roberta if I could add her on my Animal Crossing friends list so I could spam her with shit because I needed the thing up. But I was like, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not that desperate. The other person, one of the other people that I have on it is Amanda, who is a Twitch streamer that I've known for years. And I was like, it's gonna look like I'm a stalker or I'm a real creep if I just start sending a random person like messages and presents on the internet. So I was like, not doing that. I'm not getting cancelled, damn it. So the other 2 options were Kyle and Sam, and I was like, you know what, those 2 fuckers are never gonna play this game ever again. So I just kept sending, and you haven't looked at the items, they're the same fucking item. All of them are like the same fucking items. They're like the cheapest items in the shop. So like Kyle's probably got like 10 fucking hats that are the same hat. Because I just was like, I need to send this shit off so I can get this app on my phone. So I just started sending stuff to Kyle and Sam. And if Sam goes on his game, hey Sam, if you're listening, go on your game and check your mailbox, because that's also probably full of shit I sent you. Because I needed to get to... Yeah, exactly. But I just
reminds
needed to...
me of in Diablo 3, when I would play that with my brothers, there would be random gift drops, and it didn't like specify the people that it knew you played with. It was just people on your PlayStation friends list. Yeah. So sometimes gifts would drop for me, and it would say a name that my brother didn't recognize, and you're like, "Who in God's name is this?"
Yeah, man. It does look kind of stalkerish though, because if you look at some of the letters that are attached, I realized like a week after into doing this, I was like,
feel your skin.
No, they weren't that bad. But I realized that because I was just selecting the first option. Like, because I was doing it in like late January, a lot of them were Valentine's Day themed. So I was like, yo, I'm just sending a load of cards with hearts on them and roses with a load of fucking chairs attached.
Ethan's picking the option where Joker flirts with Ryuji.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, that's why I didn't want to send it to. That's why I sent it to you and Sam, like I said, because I was like, hey, this is gonna look so weird, because the only other people in my friends list that play Animal Crossing are girls. It's gonna look so weird if they ever boot up Animal Crossing and see like 50 fucking items in their thing.
Well, don't worry, Ethan. It was still weird, just in a different way.
Hey man, it's all fun and games though. It's all fun and games. No, I've been like, man, I've been mentioning to you guys, I have not been finishing Persona Strikers. One, because I'm underleveled and I can't be asked to grind. It's that RPG struggle where I'm like, I'm underleveled. I don't know. Yeah,
underleveled in a Muso.
Yeah, I'm underleveled. I'm supposed to be like level 50.
You're playing the game wrong.
No,
that didn't happen to me.
It's because I started just go. It's because for 2 of the dungeons I was like, "Fuck fighting things. I'm just gonna hop and skip and jump over them." And
so that's how I started playing Xenoblade.
Yeah, exactly. Button Valley tactics. Do Button Valley tactics. Fuck off.
God.
I'm after these buttons. I'm not after a fight. So yeah, so I was supposed to be like level between 45 and 50 for Dungeon 6 or whatever, and I'm like level 32 or 34, and I was like, I'm really underleveled here. So I've been spending my time like grinding back up. You know, it's bad because another party member got added and they were defaulted to level 45, and I was like, oh, I'm really underleveled here. When
just
the default
difficulty down to do your grinding, it'll go faster.
I wish you had said that, because I hadn't thought of it, because I'm like, I didn't do it that way, because I'm like bashing my head against the wall.
Is there an EXP doubler in the options menu?
No. Nope, unfortunately
Okay,
not.
you checked.
Yeah.
Good boy. Glad you've learned your lesson.
Yeah, had to at some point. But no. So I've just been putting that off. So I've just been playing a hell of a lot of Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley. I've got back into those addictions. Not good for you.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them at the same time. I'm like, oh, what's the worst that could happen? Losing like 6 hours of your life.
It's okay, dude. I've just been bouncing over the last couple of days. I've just been bouncing back between Animal Crossing and Blaze Blue, about 2 games as opposite as you could get.
Yeah,
it's like fun.
Animal Crossing and Doom.
It's like fun. animal time with building your own house and building your world. Stressful 2-minute fights with precise button inputs and combos and shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things with Animal Crossing where it's like, whenever I boot it up, I'm like, oh man, I see everyone else have those nice islands, you look at online and everyone's like just big chilling. Like, I posted a photo on Twitter and everyone like that, and from that photo you'd look like I put a lot of effort in. No, that's the one corner of my island that looks like something that's good. The rest of it is just a pile of shit and all the houses are in the wrong place. And I'm like, it's gonna take me like, if I wanted to do it, like I want to, but it's like
up on top of the other one.
Like it's going to be one of those things where it's like, I could redo it and I want to, but it's also like, that would take like 50 odd hours of my life. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. So I'm just going to go play Stardew Valley for like 8 hours. You can, but you have to it's Animal Crossing. So I have to pay to move someone's house to a different area, wait a day, then redo that whole area, then move the person back, wait a day, that kind of shit. Yeah, really tedious work.
And this is why people time travel.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm just not that kind of Animal Crossing player. I just like playing the day-to-day, which sucks for someone like me who's like, well, I've moved this house, guess I'm waiting. And then I wait. So, no, but...
Time to go to bed.
Sleepy.
Yeah, exactly. But oh well. We'll see. I give you like 4 days. At least use those items, Kyle. At least use those items I gave you. I gave you some great items.
All those
like
rubber hats.
I don't even remember what you gave me. Like for all I know, I sold them or put them away in storage.
Wow, and all that effort I put in as well.
Hey, thanks for the money, Ethan. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, I guess.
That's all the money I don't get paid for being on the podcast.
At least you get something.
I don't get paid either, and I've put like 60 hours into this fucking podcast this week. I'm not happy about it. But anyway, Hunter, what have you been playing while we've been pissing about with farms?
Well, after I finished up Persona, I decided to jump back into Bloodborne because, oh man, the game is speaking to me some more. So, funny story, I ended up hanging out with my brother this weekend, and I thought my save file... I thought I had my PlayStation 5 set to automatically update my cloud saves, right? But it didn't. So all the progress I had made from the week previous, I just ended up redoing over the weekend.
Nice.
Much faster. And I caught and passed my previous save, too. So, yeah.
Did you upload that one to the cloud? Did you remember that?
I did upload that one. I have it in my possession. It is now.
I'm just imagining you. I'm just imagining you going to your brother's house, being like, "Fuck! I can't believe it. I left my save there." Then you get past where you were from starting again, and then you get back to your own house, and you're like, "I've done it again."
That happened. Okay, so while hanging out with him a couple of years ago, I played like the first hour and a half or so of Sekiro, and forgot to upload it, and brought Sekiro back with me. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to do that again. So Sekiro just stayed in my possession for a while until I gave it back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's been interesting for sure. The second area of the game kind of led me to a boss that I couldn't fight right off the bat. Basically, it was a struggle and a half to get the lady down to like half health. And then she started healing. So I was like, oh, maybe I should do something else. So I did all of the available side areas, and a lot of those were really cool. There's this one area that's like this culty, basically open burial ground where they're harvesting organs and stuff.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's real cool because a lot of their weapons are improvised and stuff. Like, it's not swords and whatnot. They have like farming sickles and iron or like fire pokers and stuff. It was fascinating to be like, oh, this is just straight up some angry people that are angry that I stumbled upon their creepy little organ harvesting ring here. All capped off. Like, so this boss I knew the name of going into the game. I just didn't really know what they look like or anything. The Witch of Hemwick. So this area was really cool, atmospheric, and the boss paled in comparison. It's this stumpy little old troll, basically, covered in like, well, see, it looked like covered in like fungus or something. When you look at the actual artwork, you can see that she's covered in eyeballs instead. That's one thing about Bloodborne that I wish was a little better. The visuals in engine aren't the best. I have to constantly go look at the art and whatnot afterwards.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, this is what it's supposed to look like.
That reminds me of like old SNES games where sprites had to be heavily interpreted based on official artwork.
Yeah.
Like
the environments and stuff look pretty good. It's like models and such that are harder to get the details on.
Yeah.
But the boss fight is like the worst one I've encountered too. I nearly beat it in my first try, which felt really weird. Essentially, it's like this game of hide and seek. The stupid witch lady turns invisible and goes somewhere else. There's a fight in Metal Gear Solid with the ninja that is eerily similar, except if you take too long, he will chase you down while invisible, and you can just kind of wait in a corner and punch him. You can't do that to this lady. You have to go and find her. There's actually 2 of them, and they spawn minions, so that wasn't fun.
Oh, that's like everything I hate in a boss fight.
Yeah, which is really weird, because all the other boss fights in this game have been pretty solid.
Yeah, that seems like an opposite of like a Soulsborne boss.
Yeah, all these other bosses were really cool. Like, the Blood-Starved Beast was interesting. Essentially, it could damage you real quick, but it also left itself open to being counterattacked pretty easily, especially the way I play. So, he was relatively easy to deal with. When I finally got back to the lady in the giant cathedral, I mollywopped her. It was very cathartic to come back and destroy this lady. And now I'm in the Forbidden Forest, Forbidden Woods, I don't remember what they call it exactly. And that place gives me trust issues. There are traps everywhere. I don't like it.
Nice. I need to start Bloodborne at some point. It's like, as soon as I finish Strikers, but at this point, like, I don't even know how long Strikers is going to take me. Like, I've been playing this game for over a month and I'm still not done. So, who knows? But no, Bloodborne's, I've got it installed. I just need to play it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've never tried a Soulsborne game.
You might vibe with this one if you... The barrier for entry with Bloodborne for me was the fact that you die a lot and the load times took forever.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why the PlayStation 5 was finally when I started playing it, was because the load times don't take as long. So now I can die a lot much quicker. But it has a similar kind of, once you finally overcome something, it's like playing Devil May Cry on the harder difficulties, feeling of triumph once you actually pull it off is nice.
Yeah.
Going back through an area that was giving you trouble and just like smacking around the guys, also fun.
Nice.
I don't know. My thing with Soulsborne is that the get good in that game doesn't sound as fun as the get good in like a Devil May Cry.
That's fair.
Yeah, like you don't necessarily look cool doing it. Like it's not like Devil May Cry where it just feels like you're an absolute god, but it very much is that kind of same kind of pattern.
It just feels like a lot of attrition more than anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of learning. That's what the main thing is. It's a lot of learning from your mistakes and also just learning how to deal with things. But I'm sure you still get the similar kind of satisfaction when it's over.
I mean, I had a friend back in college who loved playing Sekiro, and he was super good at it, and it was really fun to watch him be good at the game. But I feel like getting to that point is just a lot of bashing your head on a wall.
I feel like I've managed to get through these things without too much like excruciating bashing my head against the wall. There have been times where I've gotten to parts and died more times than I care to admit, but that's few and far between, actually. So it's not as bad as like one would maybe think. At least with Bloodborne. I can't really speak to the rest of them. Also, Bloodborne's world and atmosphere is so cool. Like, this game is definitely occupying my thoughts outside of when I'm playing it now, so that's nice. I've been looking up lore videos and stuff like that for the parts that I've been, actually passed through.
Nice, but no, you're gonna have to keep us updated with your journey through. What is it called?
I swapped out my Yeah, Yarnum is the area. I swapped out the spiffy whip cane for this cool like sword that breaks off into 2 other swords.
Oh,
yeah, good stuff.
Nice.
So what's better than 1 sword? 2 swords.
Very cool. But now, with that, I think, have we got anything else to talk about? I think we're good, right? You guys are just going to have to...
That's all I got.
You're just going to have to deal with a shorter episode because we've done like an extra episode last week. So you're just going to have to deal with it. If you guys are feeling like you're missing out on an extra 20 minutes of us, then good news. There's an extra hour and a half of us, or an hour and 40 minutes from Friday. So go check that out if you want to hear us talk about a load of random fun facts and learn all the lore behind HGO that we spilled last week. So go ahead and do
hopefully sometime later this week there will be about 8 minutes of reviewing done. So there's that.
Potentially. There might even be a channel trailer if I can be bothered to do something for this channel this week, because I spent so much time rebranding this last week that I'm going blind. It's fine. I'll live. Anyway, with that, Hunter, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/ReaperHunter23.
Cal, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch, both at KDavisSRL.
Nice, and as always, you can find me at Chaotic Ether on both Twitter and Twitch. Remember, links are always down in the description if you want to follow us on social media or go to our YouTubes, etc., etc. Thank you so much for listening / watching this week. We'll be back same time, same place next week for more. But until then, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.